All right. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, where you're from. You're welcome to the Nigerian Space. Welcome to season two of the Nigerian Space. We are back. We're better. We're looking good. How you doing, Mr. Constant?
Well, I'm doing great. Good evening, everybody. It's a happy new year, the new season of our program, and let's go ahead and discuss what bothers our mind, and maybe some outlook for the year, 2021 and beyond.
Definitely, definitely. We have a
Yeah.
lot to talk about, man. There's a lot that's happened between our last episode and even this present episode. There's been a lot that has happened in government, that has happened in Nigeria, that has happened in all over the world. So we have a lot to talk about. How's everyone been doing? I guess all our listeners have been doing great, and I hope all of us survived the different phases of
Of,
coronavirus.
of COVID.
Thank God we're
Yeah.
still here. Ife,
Mhm.
our other co-host, and Diola, they would not be able to join us today, but they might be able to join later on as we're going on with the show. So just we're going to keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully they'll join us before the end of the show. But we're going to get started. We're not going to keep you guys waiting, so that we can get it started and get it going. Like I said, we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot of questions that needs answers, because this show, as we all know, this show is all about the Nigerian space. We talk about within our space. We talk about Nigeria. We talk about what affects us as Nigerians, especially as affects us Nigerians in diaspora. And we try to come together as Nigerians in diaspora and all over wherever you are, even Nigerians locally in Nigeria, to discuss um, issues that affect us, especially our generation, and see how we can provide solutions and suggestions to the government and whoever is listening, whoever cares to listen to our suggestion. So for today, we don't really have like a topic like that, but based on what has been going on in the world, we deemed it fit that we need to just talk about democracy, talk about corruption in Africa, corruption in Nigeria, and also pandemic management. How have we been managing it? How have we been managing our democracy? How have we been managing corruption in Nigeria? Those are the things that's going to be the basis of our discussion for today. Okay. So before we get it started, I want to talk about the inauguration of Joe Biden. I'm in America, by the way, and I believe Constance in America. We have some of our listeners all over the world, but the face of the world um, has been on America in the past few weeks, considering what happened in Capitol, the protests, and considering Trump, and considering defeat. And so, as some will say, they say he is learning from Africa, that even um, he's probably learning some the African way of democracy. That's what he's learning. But before we get started, I'm going to read a few things that I like from the speech of Joe Biden at his inauguration. There was a line, there are a couple of lines that I had to write down in his speech. He said, "Today we celebrate the triumph not of a candidate, but of a cause, the cause of democracy." My question is, what is the cost of democracy? Is the cost of democracy in America different from the cost of democracy in Nigeria, different from the cost of democracy in Africa? All right. He also said something. He said, "You know the resilience of our constitution and the strength of our nation." Those key things stood out to me in his speech, and it got me thinking that, okay, what is the cost of democracy in Africa? It looks like we are on a, or let's say Africa as a whole, because I know this is the Nigerian space, but we're still going to talk about Africa, because everything that happens in Africa affects us in one way or the other.
Very true.
So, Mr. Constant, what do you have to say about the whole? Before we even dive deep into democracy in Africa, what do you have to say about the inauguration, Trump, and all his antics and everything?
I mean, like the statement you read. he says, the strength of the nation, and the cause of democracy and all that. Even though Trump had his way for the past 4 years, you know, um, a lot of people would like him to leave, and the only way we can do it, which is the strength of the people in
Mm,
democratic environment, is through your vote. And
mm,
if you see the last election, unlike a lot of other elections, people came out from both sides,
mm,
and that's why we could get about 75, 78, almost 80, thousand votes on one side and about 75 from one side, is because people believe in a cause and they're following through with what they believed in. Either you're voting for the right or you're voting for the left. The power you've got to, voice out is the power of your vote, you know. And like Abraham Lincoln said, democracy is by the people for the people, Um, it's the people's thing. Well, that's the way it seems it is. And you're asking that why is it different in Africa? I mean, first of all, let's ask what's the cause of democracy in Africa? Where are
yeah,
we heading? What's the plan? What's the focus of
mm,
democracy? You
yeah,
know, so uh, um, going back and forth, looking at what's happening in Nigeria and the rest of Africa, you will think democracy has just come to give few individuals the ability to show the greed of human beings,
mm,
because you realize that what you're doing, what you're using for your own self, that you won't even finish up, even if you're not working for the rest of your life. If you have shared it with everybody, you make more people happy, you make yourself happy, you realize that human beings don't really need too much,
mm.
you know, and that's why the people are involved in democracy and you have the rules and regulation and laws that are
I like
guiding
I like
them.
I like the point you just made about the people. And that brings me to another question I've been wondering about that. We say democracy is the voice of the people. Sorry to cut you short, I'm sorry, but yeah,
Yeah.
I just I want us to expand more on that. We say democracy is the voice of the people and this is what the people want. Um it brings me to a question like the people I remember having this discussion about democracy with a couple of my friends. We went out and we had a discussion about this, and it came up to a point where they said the democracy practiced in Nigeria or Africa is totally different from democracy practiced any other place in the world because the orientation of the people is totally different. We're saying the people, the voice of the people. I saw, which also brings me to the point where we're going to talk about Museveni, Ugandan present president. I saw an interview with him, and he that was out with CNN, and he mentioned that the people want him. That's why he's been ruling them for 5 terms. He said the people want him. They want him there. And I'm asking. It brings me to the question of okay, what if the people really really want him? What if their orientation about what democracy is totally different from what the world sees it as? The people vote for as much as they can see, as much as they know. So
Yeah.
how do we educate the people to see better and know that okay, this is it?
Yeah, the only time you can expect people um to speak with their votes or to see better, it's when you eliminate corruption from our electoral system.
Mm.
You understand? I mean, this is not peculiar to Africa, but
Yeah.
we're focused on Africa, and it's prevalent over there.
Mm.
The moment somebody comes in and brings whatever amount he's spending um, in his campaign and election processes from his pocket and his friend's pocket, he's not coming to lose.
Yeah.
You understand? And as long as the people collect money from them,
Mm,
like you've been hand over some, some stuff, he's not coming in as a charity person.
mm-hmm,
He could have spent the money running his business.
mm,
He's coming in, yes, he wants to represent his people. Representation, in the federal legislative house is, or let's even say state. You can represent me by just talking and letting people hear my voice, standing up for your people and all of that. But at the same time, we know in Africa they have a lot of largesse that are supposed to be coming back to the people.
mm-hmm,
I mean, I'm not like supporting any politicians for being corrupt but let's think about it. This is not sorry, can you hear me?
yeah, yeah, I can see you.
Okay, so he's not coming to do um free gifting or what do you call it? He is there for a purpose. He won't come in and go back as poorer than he had come. You don't know where he got the money that he was spending for you.
Yeah.
So as long as people keep collecting those handouts,
Mm-hmm,
I don't see Nigerian or African democracy grow to anywhere.
mm,
Another thing is um, it, when you use force, if in the case of Museveni, when he said, he will hand over to a democratically elected person, and you have used every state force against your opposition, the election is not fair.
mm.
You are more powerful than this guy, and you use your power.
So you're saying that, from what you're saying, I guess what you're saying now is that the politicians are responsible for educating the people on the right way of democracy, and
The
they're using their finances, and their force to to educate people the wrong way.
No, the democracy says it's government of the people, by
Mm,
the people, and for the people, right? And
mm,
we're talking about people having access to vote out somebody. If I need to vote you out and I know I have a better candidate,
mm,
I do not need to go collect money from my better candidate
to vote you out.
to vote you out. So
Mm,
if we all come behind a better candidate without any dime
mm.
and we vote this other person out, that is when I'm exercising my right. That's when a lot of things can change in democracy.
Well,
But
have you seen the streets of Uganda? I heard they're celebrating the victory of Museveni. And even in Nigeria, let's even bring it back up to Nigeria. You see the people that you don't want in power, in quotes, they get into power and you see people still celebrating them. So is that
be,
the voice of the masses? Because the masses that are celebrating them are not the educated masses. You get?
I mean,
So
I won't go ahead. Yeah.
so what are we? What my own point is the grassroots, the people that really really vote, the masses that vote, that win votes for these people, are people that are easily dissuaded with bribes. Let's even put aside the aspect of force. We know there is force, but in our own situation in Nigeria, I think people are easily dissuaded with money. They bribe them and they just vote for money. Are
Uh,
people
uh,
really, do they really know what they are voting away? They are voting away their future, the future of their kids. That's the orientation part that I'm talking about. That how do they really have the orientation to know that, okay, even if you give us money, doesn't mean you're the right candidate.
the only way we can have answer to that is when you hold accountable whoever gets into power.
Yeah,
When
accountability.
you hold them accountable,
Mm-hmm.
we can vote for whoever we want without asking for money. But what happened is we have not seen the dividends of democracy the way we're supposed to see. That's when a governor ties some roads or um, rebuild some school or do
Use the
something,
street lights.
they will come in and do red
Ribbon
carpeting, ribbon cutting, and all of that, and we will all celebrate. But if you go to a society where I know that my road expires,
mm,
and after so time it needs to be fixed,
to fix.
and these documents are in the public domain, and I can access it, I can use it against you because
Mm,
anybody can pass through the road tomorrow and things happen. And I know that, oh, this health system, oh, I don't like it. Maybe this next person has a better agenda. When we campaign in Nigeria, when we run for office, what are the agendas we have? It's not like, oh, PDP is standing for right, APC is standing for left. I'm going with left because they have more package for me. Everybody just come in with rant and rant and rant. You don't know exactly what the policy of this party is. You don't know what their programs are. You don't know what they want to run.
mm,
You understand? And we're just blindly following whoever they present.
mm.
You just look at him, he looks like a fine man, oh, and he's
Or
from South South.
they know him. Yeah, he's from South
Yeah.
South. It's our
Or it's from
people.
no.
It's from the
It's
north.
our turn.
Yeah, it's our turn.
It's our turn. You know, president must come. President can come from anywhere
Mm,
as long as you do the right thing.
yeah.
You know, and look at the blame game in our democracy. The government was in, he didn't do what he was supposed to do. Another government came in, they keep blaming somebody. The third government came in, and when you ask them questions, oh, you said you were going to do this. They said, haven't you done enough? This past government did not do anything. This opposition didn't do. What have you done
Mm,
since you've been there? Security is getting worse, and people will say, oh, there are no more bombs in the cities, but there are kidnappings. Which one is worse? Which one is more? Which one is better?
mm,
It is the duty of the government to secure the people. It is
yeah.
your duty to make sure everything is going on fine. So you are not doing us a favor, but we made it look like these politicians are doing us favor. But we voted them in, and we
Mm,
do not challenge them. We don't audit them. When they come in, either the money they're giving out gets to you or not, you hail them because now they ride big cars, they live in big houses. You can't see them no more.
yeah.
So people just celebrate, hi, I have a big man in my village.
Yeah. He's
You
representing
know,
us.
exactly. And
Yeah.
when he drops money because people are hungry, people want to take it. Even when you decide, oh, we are not all going to take this money, somebody's going to go behind and take it,
Yeah.
because people are hungry and we made them look hopeless. There's
This is
no
a
good.
good I'm sorry to cut you short. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let me.
There's no good transportation, no electricity. You see a lot of people that are getting is it prepaid bill or what, postpaid bill or what they call it back home. You see someone that hasn't gotten light in 3 months, and every month they will bring like 10, 15,000
Yeah.
naira
Yeah.
bill.
I think they
Where
they fixed that now. You pay you buy a card now to get light.
yes, so some people don't have the meter yet.
Mm,
So
yeah.
they give them prepaid bill. They're
Mm,
prepaid or postpaid bill. I don't know what they call it. It's even when that environment hasn't gotten electricity for like 3 months,
just to get a bill.
you still get a bill.
Yeah.
So the system from bottom to up is corrupt. It's not working.
Mm,
And that's why I think a lot of people are asking for restructuring. Restructuring is still not, it's still a democracy, but we think when the government is closer to the people, we can hold somebody accountable. I hope so, but
yeah.
that's the way it's supposed to be.
That's a good. This is a good segue into the question the next question that I have on my mind, and I think as time goes on this show in this new season, we're going to find ways to find guests that will come and probably give us answers to some of these questions. And one of my questions is, I like the point that you've made. Is that of my question is, as we claim we want democracy in Nigeria, and we're having democracy now. Has the democracy encouraged, has it fueled the corruption in the country? I
Uh,
think I think democracy has encouraged a lot of corruption in that country. What do you think?
yes, it has, and that's why we are where we are today. Um, every every organization, every nook and cranny from bottom to top is corrupt.
Yeah.
If you okay, look at names or name is a namesy, the registration that they're doing
Oh
right
yeah.
now.
The phones,
Okay, the
uh,
phone
national, some ID card, something,
national
something.
ID registration. It's now I heard that when you pay some money, you get in line,
Oh,
and you can hear.
that's a Nigerian thing now. That one
Okay,
is our
okay.
standard. It's a Nigerian standard. You can't go
And you
against that.
can hear people that said they've been coming, they will get there by 4 a.m. and yet they haven't done anything in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
So when are we going to stop the process? So you want to get a project, you
Mm,
spend more than half of your profit from the project you haven't gotten
mm.
before you can even get, and you have staff to
That's
feed.
even if you get the project.
That's if you get it.
They tell you to start off, go and keep working, and then I know a couple of people that they got government contracts. Government didn't pay them to start the contract. They started
Yeah,
working on the project,
yeah.
and government just decided that, oh, we're not going with that project anymore. Who's going to pay the loan that you already got to start off your business, to
So
start
you
off?
see how Yeah, you see how small businesses are killed. You see how difficult it is for anybody to even start a small business,
Mm.
except you're lucky, and maybe different line, and God has just blessed you with
Lobby,
somebody, someone, or
lobby.
I mean, or things just work for you somehow.
Yeah.
Imagine a lot of organizations grow that are currently starting, like new startups for IT and all of that,
Mm.
and you don't have like standard internet access you can use at a cheaper price. There's no electricity to run stuff, and you're a startup. It's not like you're in the market selling stuff already, but you are making waves and trying to get into the system, and maybe people started knowing you, but you still need to put more work. And it's not like investment in Africa is that easy,
Yeah.
so you don't get what you need from the government, but yet we still vote the same set of people in. Yes, we still don't question them. That's why we can get, and I'm telling you, you see somebody who's your paddy, your friend, this person has been struggling too on the street. He was voted in. You can't see him no more. He rides big cars and everything because that affluence is what we all like.
He has
Either it,
forgotten about his manifesto to the people that voted him in.
but the people, do they remember the manifesto as well? Then
Exactly.
when you collect money from someone, will you be bold enough to go back and meet him and say you have not done what you promised
Yeah.
me? He,
Yeah.
he wants to win the next election. He will keep as much as he can.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that everybody is hungry on the street,
Yeah.
but I can buy some, even if I'll buy majority, even if I can't buy all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people know, people have conscience. They want to vote for the right person. They want the right people to rule. But
Mm.
at the same time, they are hungry. And
Exactly.
now it's like they will stand with you. If you don't vote a person, you are not collecting the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of people will reluctantly go ahead and say, okay, I don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow.
So the voice, that's what I'm saying. The voice of the people has been affected by the bribery and all corruption and things. So people don't even have, they have their voice, but they can't use their voice to
It's
any
a
effect.
choice. It's a choice.
But then, like you said too, they will suffer if they if they use
Eh,
if they say they want to vote for their voice and they don't collect the bribe and they vote for their choice. just like MKO Abiola era.
I mean, look at that period.
Yeah, people
You know,
voted
a lot of
themselves,
people.
use their
uh,
voice, but then
MKO even beat his opponent in his own hometown.
imagine.
He was the man of the people. You know,
Hmm.
people came out and voted.
Hmm.
Where, you know, we've had elections.
I think that was the moment when Nigerians just lost it for democracy. That I felt like, you know what, I don't think democracy will work. We'll just collect their money and just we'll leave everything to God.
Because when you keep the people poor, you can run their life. They
Mm.
depend on you. So
That's another rule of government, a rule of rule of law.
rule of the is the rule of democracy, you understand, and it's not peculiar to Nigeria. Like I said,
Yeah.
it's not peculiar to Africa. It's the same democracy that runs everywhere. You
Mm.
realize that some people are just comfortable and content. They get this, they get that, the government gives them this, you understand, and they are comfortable,
And
you know.
even if you look at it, now that you just mentioned it's the rule of democracy everywhere. I remember someone actually saying that and mentioning that to me because I'm in America right now. I'm not Republican. I'm not. I'm very. I'm not democratic. I just depending on your the candidate that comes out, I would see and read your manifestos or whatever you have planned for us before I vote for you. But someone now explained something to me about democratic government in America. Said they encourage you, they give food stamps, they do all that. They keep people poor, they make you feel like you need the government. And that's why everybody keeps saying democratic is the best because, yeah, they have food stamps, they'll do all that. You think they're taking care of you, but they're not taking care of you. They're just keeping you poor just so that you can vote for them. And I was like, wow, is that really true?
But that's democracy everywhere, you know,
Yeah.
because when you have too many powerful people, they won't listen. They
Mm,
will, they can form whatever they want to form, but there must be rules and regulation. There must be high end, middle class, and low class, you
mm,
know. And like you said, the fingers are not equal. There'll
yeah.
be people that will do the low class job. There'll be people that will do the middle class job, and there will be people that will be running the country,
Mm,
you know. And that's the way it is everywhere. You
mm,
like it or not. If you're lucky to break in, you break in, you're fine, you know. But how many people have broken into that, you know? And that's why you see, you go back to Nigeria, especially, the same group of people, the same set of people have been there over and over and over and over. You know, I was looking at, is it not too young to run bill?
mm.
Bro, Nigeria have been run by young people forever.
Yep.
How old was Gowon?
Exactly.
How old was Obasanjo? How old was Awolowo?
They're
How
still
old
there,
was were they when they got there?
and they're still
Um, Yahya Bello was 40, I think, or
they're
30
in their
something.
30s. The
Wh-
youngest will have been at maybe 32 or 35 when they
You know
got into
what?
power. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but no, when he became a governor, no, I think it was 40. I think, well, 30, 38 or 40.
No, I'm just saying amongst all of them,
Oh,
Gowon
okay.
and Babangida, Gowon, Obasanjo, all
Oh,
of them, they were all in their 30s.
okay, so you know, I was talking about Yahya Bello. He was 40. The Meiji Bankole, yeah, Ayim when Ayim got into government, he was like 39.
Mm,
So what what are we talking about?
mm.
You know, not too young to run. Yeah, people, the young people have been spoiling the whole show.
If you can
They're the
grease the
what?
palms, if you can grease the palms of the elders, they'll put you in power. But
Yeah, and
what
they're
do
the
you
ones that have been running and become elders. And
do?
it's a circle. If you're not in the circle, you can't get there.
Look at,
You know,
I mean, imagine the 80% of citizens in Uganda. They said they're all below 30. They're 36, and the president has been ruling since then. So I mean, it's kind of like the same thing. Obasanjo, Buhari, all these guys, they've been in power, even though they come in and they go in the background, they're still ruling
how many
because
times have they told us to take power? How many times have they told us that power will not give up easily? You have to take it by force. You know, if our generation keep sitting back, we're just gonna be worse than them. At least they acted, they did
Mm,
something. But if
mm.
we don't do anything, that's on us.
That's a discussion for another. What are we doing as our generation?
Yeah.
What
So
is our generation doing? Are we just talking?
exactly.
Are we just having a show like this and talking on our show and not
Yeah.
actually putting in any actions? Yeah.
Imagine when someone acts, we're the ones that will point finger and say, "Oh, that guy, man, he shouldn't have gone that hard."
Mm. Or when
No, you
someone
see,
comes out, like Banky W comes out, or someone like Feladrote comes like, I like this one cannot be the president.
exactly. And
We all
when Showore comes, they say, "Ah, that boy is too
it's
heady.
so radical.
You know, he's a radical. If how can this become a president?" And none of us have
Mm,
stepped out.
mm.
And when these people step out, we don't even encourage them.
Nigerians are just too we're too critical of ourselves that we don't criticize based on reality. We just we just criticize
We
and
take sides,
yeah.
and we are divided by the culture, by religion, and by politics.
Yeah, that
So
culture and religion is very big. Is a
it's
Muslim. Oh, is a Christian. No, we need a Muslim. We need a Muslim president. Or no, South needs to rule.
so
Or no more Northerner. No,
exactly. So and in most cases, when you're picking, you have to pick, the best of the three. Is either
mm,
by religion, by culture, or by politics, political
mm,
association.
yeah,
Some people don't care. They
as long
know
as
that what
as
this
it's
guy is doing, exactly what this guy is doing is wrong. Oh. They will give you 10 reasons why you
Leko.
should vote for this guy. Now, see what this guy has done now. He don't do this, he don't do that. You understand? He has done this, he has done that, he has done that.
No, as long as
Is
you're
he
not in the
doing well?
yeah.
You understand? So they don't care if he is doing well right now. It's
Mm,
because he has done something for so person. He's the one that took this person and put him there. Now we should vote him. He's the
yeah.
best guy. You know. Eh,
I just know I know I've been watching everything that's been going on, especially during the American politics and the American election. That I think democracy is changing globally everywhere, and every country is defining their own democracy. I like what you said about democracy is a government of the people, and then
by
it
the
is
people.
the people,
Uh,
and it is
if,
also supported by constitution.
yeah.
But what we've been realizing now, noticing now, is that most of the, especially what's his name, Museveni, is changing his constitution to favor him, and
Because okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm surprised that Nigeria hasn't even done anything to even change their constitution, even to even. I mean, they're trying now to say to not too young to vote, and like you said, it's just a propaganda because nobody has just said you should not you should not too young to run. Nobody has not said you should not run at your age. So it's just what are we focusing on in our constitution in Nigeria to favor our democracy?
You see, because the structure was not there.
Yeah, we don't have a strong structure in
The
Nigeria.
only thing that has kept America going is the structure.
Yeah,
If they like, they put the Mumues person there. He will, if he messes up, the structure is still standing. There are people that will stand up to you. The Constitution will still stand up against you. You might think, oh, yeah, the House is this. These people will block this. When it comes to the point where they need to make a decision, they will make the best decision
yeah.
at that point.
The rule of law is so
It's
paramount.
solid. You
Yeah.
understand? But here we are. We are people that don't respect laws.
Mm.
The law only affects the people that it can
Poor.
affect.
It affects the poor. Let's just even
Y-
let's just put it back. It is what it
You
is. If you are
understand?
poor in Nigeria, you are suffering. The law
The
is
first thing is, who is your father? Do you know me?
exactly.
You
Do you know?
understand? So when the law only respects some people and punishes some majority of the people, who do you
Mm,
run to? Who,
yeah.
when you accuse somebody of this, who do you run to?
Mm,
This is the same police people that are committing crimes or what?
yeah.
So when the structure is not there, when things are not running, and that's why people keep saying, instead of we all breaking up, why don't we restructure? Why don't you want us to? Which I think is the easiest. When you say, oh, these people want to go, these people want, it's not going to be easy. But restructuring, we can step back a little.
Yeah,
Let's take it from the smaller parts and start seeing how we can rebuild together. Nigeria is too diverse, you know,
yeah.
and I don't think running from the central is the best for us. You
Well, that's a discussion for another. We
know.
That's an ongoing discussion. We're never gonna stop. Get a final answer to that, but probably in our forthcoming episodes, we're gonna have to really focus on the law in Nigeria. I think we will need to get lawyers or people that can actually interpret our laws. We need to even look deep down into the laws in Nigeria, the law of democracy,
Mhm,
the laws in that country, and how it's been manipulated or how it's been used against the people themselves. Um, that's a good. I think it's a good point for us to now. I remember mentioning that we we need to um, we need to look into our how corruption has affected Nigeria. Okay, how democracy has encouraged corruption in Nigeria, and one of the one of the corruption. One of the things I want to talk about corruption and democracy in Nigeria is the what is going on right now. Um, Coronavirus, the pandemic.
mhm.
How have we been managing it, considering that we are in democracy? What has the government done? What have we done? What do you think, Mr. Constant? What do you think the government has done to actually really manage coronavirus and the pandemic in Nigeria?
I mean, I would take individually, maybe individual states. I think Lagos State has been on top of their game because at least they have centers where people can go to that is functioning and all of that. I don't know so much about other states, but I know Lagos, Ibadan, I think Abuja,
Mm,
a few other states have, taken great initiatives. And I think because also it's affected a couple of people that are very close to all of us, to these people. It's not a game of numbers anymore. It's a
yeah,
game of I know this person.
the people that have
You
suffered it.
you need to watch the video that Alibaba made,
Mm.
about when he came back and all that.
And
You
people have
need to
even
see.
been saying people have been saying some funny things that maybe the government is paying celebrities now to say they had it. That I think Kema Kinwatu came out one time and said she got it, and people like government
Well,
paying them.
I do not pray for my enemies to have it.
Yeah,
But you don't want to be where people that have it, the true experience from what Alibaba said, when people are begging for air, for oxygen,
oxygen. Yeah,
you know, um, you don't want to be there. And
yeah.
Nigeria, until we see even when you see somebody
They're still
in
gonna
that situation, you
they'll
see,
still
yeah, no, it's not Koro, no be Koro.
they'll say
You understand?
it's a
So,
rich man's problem.
exactly. So and I pray we won't get there, that, people close to us, people more than what people we've lost already. We don't want to lose people, and you can see that it's not just a disease of the poor people anymore. It's affecting everybody. You
I
see
think
a lot of,
the thing is, I think we're not. I'm sorry to just even always mentioning this guy because I just watched his interview recently. That's why it kind of like is ringing in my head. Museveni, and he was
mm,
asked about what he is doing about coronavirus, and he said you can see it has killed over 400,000 people in America, but in Uganda he said only 300 people. And in my mind, I was like, "Oh, God, do you have data of the people that have died in your country through this disease?" And then bring it back to Nigeria too. we've not heard a lot of people die because we don't know. We don't have data because Nigerians believe in superstition. They will say, it's one people from their village that is
It
affecting them.
Yeah, it's even out there. People are dying of it, but people
Exactly.
don't
People
want
have
to.
the
You choose
data.
not to believe. You choose not
Yeah.
to believe, and if anything comes, it's on you. Unfortunately, it's not just something that one person catches and it goes. You can transmit to a lot of other people that don't even go out, that don't even do what you do. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and a friend was telling me about one of her friends in Atlanta. She's a doctor. She's been very careful since the beginning. She goes to work. She
Mm-hmm.
has a place she showers before even coming inside the house and stuff. And there was a party that her husband went for, and he brought it back home.
Mm-hmm.
She was mad, not because she didn't get better, but she
I've
was mad. Like,
been a doctor.
I,
I've been protecting myself, and
yeah,
you just went to go have
you just went
fun.
for one party that you can just say, hey,
Yeah.
I'm not coming for, and
I
you
mean,
brought it
I
home.
know people who have already gotten it, and thank God they survived it. So I have a co-worker too that actually got it from a doctor. That was even the
I,
funniest thing. The doctor knew that she was feeling somehow, went to get a test, and she still came to work. That okay, I went for my test. The results are not out yet. I will see what happens. And that was it. My friend just got it. I'm like, wow. Later on, the doctor find out that he had the disease, or she had the disease, so she had the virus, so she had to leave.
virus.
But you already came into work, and you should have just stayed away. And I've also had people too that they got it from just going to to at least our older folks, like my co-workers grandparents, that like they're older folks. They don't go to parties, they don't go anywhere. All they go to is the to the mall to go buy stuff and get back home, and they got it. So yeah,
Yeah.
you
So,
can pick it up from anywhere, but don't be useless. And
and just you see people wearing masks and putting it on their jaws and
yeah.
stuff. I mean, there are no laws, and people don't even follow laws because there are no consequences most times. you
Yeah.
know and we keep talking about billions that were borrowed for this, billions were borrowed for,
So
and yet
that's the
Lagos
next
State is still
that's the next thing.
scamping around for oxygen and stuff, and you can't produce. We don't. It just doesn't make sense.
So you saw the news, right? I saw the news last week of federal government saying they are marking 10 billion naira for production of local vaccines. And I'm like, are these people okay? Like 10 billion naira for production of vaccine in Nigeria. Like, where did that come from? Like, like I don't even know where that idea came from. That you want to produce vaccines. What
Uh,
vaccine have you created in Nigeria? Have you done to cure um polio, malaria, and even the Ebola that we had? They didn't create. There was no vaccine for it. Now it's COVID. You now see it as as an opportunity to chop money, and now saying, "Oh yeah, marking 10 billion naira." Of which that 10 billion
uh,
naira, we all know that that 10 billion naira is going to be used to set up committee. Once the committee is
of
now
course,
set up, they will now say,
that's
"Okay, oh,
all.
now we have set up committee. Oh, we need more money to now actually try to find out." Like I saw that, I was like, "Oh my god."
So
All this is happening because of democracy, though. That's what I.
how can
That's
we
what.
get how can we get our leaders to be accountable? That's the most important thing.
Mm.
How can we stop people from collecting their future at the polling booth and just vote? And how can we check and constantly check our leaders, our legislators, our governors, our president? How
That
do
is
we
what
check?
is supposed to help us do. The rule of law is supposed to be the House and the Senate are supposed to be able to bring the president or bring the governors to check, but they are not doing their job to check them because look at how many times they impeached the president, impeached um Trump. Even what's his name too was impeached, was checked. Clinton was checked in the House.
Yeah.
What what government, what president, what governor has ever been checked by the House or the Senate
Be-
in Nigeria?
Our president can't even come in to give address the nation when he
Yeah,
was called. So how do you check him?
he's on Skype. he, br- he brought
Oh,
he brought a alter ego or something. That's the joke
so
that's going.
so the thing is, when the majority of the people in the house are your people,
Mm,
your whatever in whatever capacity are your people, how would they challenge you?
mm.
You
Um,
know, how will it work? The house
yeah,
can check the executive, executive can check the legislative, and
that's what I'm saying.
it,
That our democracy in Nigeria is just child play. We are
it,
not the
no
law is not ruling anything.
no
It's supposed to
structure.
be the rule of law, but the law is there's a constitution, but are we following it to the letter? Are we following the constitution
No.
to the letter? Because I mean, if the presidency is not doing right, the house should check the presidency. If the house is not doing right, the senate should check the the house. But are we actually even practicing the rule of law in that country, or we have created our own Nigerian
I
democracy?
think whatever works at whatever time, whatever situation, that's what we follow.
Yeah.
And that's so unfortunate. That's you know, and like I said, people still are in charge of their future. So it depends on what they want. If you if you want things to change, then let's change our attitudes toward electing our leaders. If we want things to change, let's find a way to check these people.
Mm.
Have a community, let them come back every time to their community and all of that. A lot of see, everything is wrong. Everything is, yeah, because if you say, oh, one legislator is not coming back home to see his people, he will ask you, do you want them to kidnap me?
But you are the
He-
legislator, so you should provide security too.
but the thing is that he cannot by himself.
You should make sure that there is security in your state.
How? He
You
doesn't
talk to your
control.
how you check your governor.
The governor doesn't even have power over security in the state.
Oh yeah, we have a federal police. That's another problem in
Yeah,
Nigeria.
yeah. So, and when you use Amotekun, they will say Amotekun is just the street police and
Oh yeah,
stuff or
that's
whatever.
true. We're almost
It,
running out of time. Now that you mentioned Amotekun, we should also talk about the Sunday Igboho issue with herdsmen and him saying that is it herdsmen or Igbo people self? We need to
a
talk about
Fulani herdsman, yeah.
that. That's
W-
another point we need to.
I think we'll use Sunday Go for for our next topic, our
Okay.
next program, because it's if I mean I don't know if you read the Alafin of Oyo's letter,
Statement.
open letter to the president
Mm,
before Sunday Go even went into um,
yeah.
the community to carry out his stuff. He already went there. He won them. They kidnapped people. They kidnapped the Oba's. I think the Oba's son. They've been terrorizing people. And to
Mm,
cap it up, there's this doctor that came all the way from the US that has been here for over 20 years that started his farm. And this headsman got on his farm. He
mm,
drove down to the Syracuse place. According to Sunday Go's speech. He went back. This man went to see the Cherokee to tell him, and right
mm.
there, I think they took this guy, tied him to a tree, and killed him.
Wow.
Yes. So it's been series and series of stuff happening in that
Wow.
community and the entire southwest and southeast. We can't lie about it. That's why,
Yeah.
Governor Keredolu said these people should leave. You
Mm,
understand? So, I mean, let them even leave first. Then we know who is registered, who is original. They always have one person in the state that you can talk to. Oh, these people came to my farm. If you talk to them, they find out who those people are and they settle you or, whichever way they meet up with you.
mm,
They always have representative. So if we find some people coming in and they cannot contact the people they're supposed to contact, then we don't allow them to. come in, you know.
Yeah.
So and also you can get to somebody's land and just be eating up their crops. It
No,
doesn't make sense.
it's not even right. You should have your if you wanna rear, this is the way it's done over here. If you wanna have cattle, if you wanna have any cattle, you have your ranch. You buy a ranch and you rear them in your ranch.
I,
What's that carrying
from
them around?
Southwest, yes, from Southwest, I can decide to build a ranch
Yes.
for the particular time of the year you guys are going to come. When you're coming, you tell me you're coming. You come to my ranch, I give you the food, I take care of your livestock, and I collect my money.
Exactly.
You
That's a
understand?
business
You're
over
not,
here. Business over here in
yeah.
America.
So that
You pay
that I,
I have a neighbor that has a ranch. He doesn't have any cattle on his ranch. What he does is he cuts his grass and makes it into hay, and
hey, yeah,
he feeds cattle. He sells it to them. They come pick it up and they go feed. So
yeah.
why you
Mhm.
like civilization is so that country is so far from Nigeria. Now we're complaining about herdsmen. Like it shouldn't even be a complaint. It shouldn't. It's not even normal to see cattle walking on the street and you're pushing them around, and then now they are shooting and killing. Well, that's true. This is a discussion for another
Another
show.
time. Yeah,
There's a lot going on in Nigeria. There's a lot going on in that country. We are gradually running out of time.
yeah.
I will just give you time to, if you want to round up right now, anything you have to say. If you have so much to talk
I,
about.
I would just say we keep believing and we keep working towards what we believe in. You know,
Mm,
let's keep working towards the better Nigeria that we see. We can't give up. It's our own country, either we
yeah,
like it or not. You understand?
yeah,
Everybody cannot leave Nigeria, and Nigeria is so blessed. Africa is so blessed. If we know, we won't be fighting each other. We'll make things work for us. You understand? It you know, we can't be divided in a house and expect the house to stand. We have to come together. It doesn't have to be about culture, about
yeah,
religion or political association. If I'm the best guy for the job, why not? If you're the
mm,
best guy for the job, why not? You know,
yeah,
we should look at the bigger picture and realize that if Nigeria is good, it's good for everybody. If Africa is good, it's good for everybody. And we have better power of negotiation, with the
mm,
rest of the world.
yeah,
I hope we get this going to in the next session.
yeah. Good one, man. Thanks so much for being a
Thank,
part of the show today.
thank
Um,
you.
my own rounded, my what I'll round up and say that this is the Nigerian Space. We are back for season two. We welcome you guys to always come back and listen to us. We're always gonna be. It's a recorded live show, so your comments are welcome during the show, and even after the show, you can also get to talk with us on our social media handles. We're on Nigerian Space, Nigerian underscore space on Twitter, and the Nigerian Space, one word, on Facebook. And on Instagram, we're also the Nigerian Space, one word. You can always meet us to talk on there. We want to appreciate our guests that tuned in today. Those who even put a comment in the comment section. We want to appreciate Oluwa Tomiwa Adekalu. He made a mention. He was also just re-echoing your statement about culture and religion being a big dividing factor in Nigeria, and that is true. Our culture and our religion is the big dividing factor. We need to go beyond and live beyond that. Also, it mentioned that the major issue with management of COVID-19 in Nigeria is transparency. The people don't trust the government, so no one is listening. I mean, but I understand that the government has failed us a lot, but then there's a part of the people too trying to get information on you by yourself and be sure you don't have to, like my people will say, you go to church, you listen to your pastor, doesn't mean you have to take everything your pastor tells you, or even if your government tells you this is the way, you have to find out the truth yourself. So even if the government is not being transparent, people need to research and find out more information about the pandemic themselves too. Thank you
Yeah.
to everyone that joined.
Mhm.
Follow us on all our social media platforms. We look forward to having you all on our next episode. We will definitely If you follow us on our social media platforms, we will let you know where next will be coming up next. It might not be next week, it might be next week. You never know. We could have a spontaneous show, but definitely we're gonna have another show between this next week and the upper week, and we'll be having a lot more to discourse in our upcoming shows. Also, we will have. You can listen to this show on our podcast channels. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on Google Podcasts. You can get to listen to this podcast in a few. Um, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Thank you to everyone. And we look forward to being with you guys and being on air with you guys in our next episodes. Let's all
Have
have
a
a
great
good one.
week, guys.
Good
Yep.
week, great week, and see you guys later. Bye.